80,000 people are on their feet, screaming a single name, yours. And this one kick out of the 100,000 you have taken is the one the whole world will remember, the one that is about to be worth 90 million euros. But this is not a story about talent. Talent is everywhere. Talent is cheap. This is a story about something far rarer and far more dangerous. To understand this one kick, you have to go back 20 years, back to a rainy night and a boy nobody was watching, back to you, 8 years old, small, poor, nobody from nowhere, kicking a ball against a wall again and again because you have decided, with the terrifying certainty only a child is capable of, that you are going to be the greatest who ever lived. Everyone who hears you say it out loud is going to laugh. They will not be laughing for long. You grow up on the 4th floor of a building the city forgot. Thin walls, a lift that never works, the smell of someone else's cooking in the stairwell. Your mother, Inez, cleans other people's houses. She leaves before you wake and comes home after dark with her hands raw and her back bent, and she never once lets you see her cry. You see it anyway. You have one pair of boots. They were your cousin's before they were yours, and the sole has come loose at the toe, so you bind it with black tape and retape it every few days. At a match when you're 10, a boy named Rafa points at your feet in front of everyone and laughs. You don't cry. You go home, and you train until it's dark, and then you train in the dark. This is the thing nobody will ever quite understand about you. You are not training to be good. You are training because the ball is the only place in the world where you are not poor, not small, not the boy with the taped boots. On the ball, you are already who you are going to become. And what none of them can see is the thing the ball has lit in you. Call it a fire. It does not know how to go out, and it does not care what it has to burn to keep itself alive. You won't understand that last part until it is far too late. And one night, watching your mother fall asleep at the kitchen table, still in her work clothes, you make her a promise she doesn't hear. You are going to get her out. You are going to buy her a house with a garden, a place where she never has to clean anything but her own. You have no idea what keeping that promise is going to cost. By the time you're 17, the obsession has a shape, and the shape is frightening. While other boys your age are at parties, you are on a pitch. While they sleep, you train. You are the last one on the pitch every night. Long after the others have showered and gone, you stay, putting the same dead ball into the same top corner. Again and again and again, until your standing leg shakes and the floodlights cut out. The old groundskeeper, Tomas, stops waiting up for you and just leaves you a key. First one in, last one out. Every day, for years. You are also, by the one measure that decides your future, a problem. You're too small, too light. He'll get bullied off the ball in the men's game, they write. At 17, the academy that's had you since you were 12 sits you down in a small room and tells you they're letting you go. The coach won't meet your eyes. You walk out, and the rejection doesn't break you. It does something worse. It feeds the thing inside you that was already too hungry. So you rebuild yourself from nothing. If you're too weak, you'll become the strongest alive. You train your body like a second obsession. The gym before dawn, the diet of a monk, the same brutal routine on your birthday, on Christmas, on the days you can barely walk. You turn a thin boy into something carved out of stone. Her name is Carla. She is the only person who ever made you want to be somewhere that wasn't a pitch. And for a while you try, you really try. But you always go back to the ball, and one evening she tells you, with no anger left in her voice, "I'm not leaving you for someone else. I'm leaving because there already is someone else. It's the game, and I was never going to win." You let her go. You tell yourself you'll make it right once you've made it. You won't, and she is not the last thing this fire is going to take from you. Then at 20, in a third division match, nobody important was supposed to be watching, your knee gives out. The diagnosis is the word every player fears. Some never come back from it. You lie in a hospital bed, and for the first time in your life, you wonder if the rain and the wall and all those nights were for nothing. And then your phone rings. a number you don't recognize, a man who was in the stands that day, in the 20 minutes before your knee folded. And what he is about to offer you will change everything. His name is Mateus Brandão, and he scouts for the biggest club in the country. He didn't call about the injury. He called about the 20 minutes before it. 20 minutes in which he says he saw the thing he spent 30 years searching for. He comes to see you in rehab. You can barely walk. And he says the thing you will repeat to yourself for the rest of your life. I've scouted better players than you and forgotten most of them by Monday. You, I couldn't forget. You don't know how to leave the pitch. Skill, I see every day of the week. The not stopping, I've never been able to teach it to anyone who didn't already have it. Fix the knee, I'll wait. So you attack the recovery the way you attack everything, like it owes you money. You come back faster than anyone thought possible, because of course you do. And in your first full season, in a packed cup tie, with the match level and the final seconds dying, you stand over a free kick 30 yards out, the 10,000th, the 100,000th version of the kick you once took alone against a wall in the rain. You score, and the clip of it goes everywhere. Within 18 months, a giant abroad pays 90 million euros for you. 90 million for the boy with the taped boots. Your salary becomes a number that doesn't feel real when you say it out loud. There are sponsors, magazine covers, a brand built around your name. The same world that wrote too small, too weak, now writes your name like a prayer. And the first thing you do, the very first thing, is buy your mother the house, the one with the garden. You put the keys in her hand yourself. But here is the part nobody warns you about, the cruelty hidden inside this kind of life. You are rich now, you are adored now, and you still cannot stop. Still the first to training, still the last to leave. Still the same dead ball into the same top corner long after everyone else has gone home. The obsession built the empire, and the obsession does not know the empire is finished. It never declares victory. It just keeps asking for more, and you keep paying. And then comes the World Cup, the pinnacle, the thing the 8-year-old in the rain was really chasing all along. You make the squad. You're going to walk out under those lights on the biggest stage that exists for your country. And the one person you did all of it for isn't there to see it. Your mother died 9 weeks before the tournament, quietly in the house with the garden, the house you bought too late for her, to have many years in it. You were on the other side of the world, mid-season, telling yourself there would be time after the season, after the next one, after the World Cup. There is always one more season. That was the deal you signed at 8 years old, and you never read the part that told you what it would charge. When the tournament is finally over, you don't celebrate with the others. You fly home, and you lay your shirt, your number on the back, the badge over the heart, on the cold ground above where she rests. The greatest thing you ever became, carried to the one person who can no longer see it. You didn't choose the obsession path. You were the obsession path. It does not care about your knee, or your 20s, or the woman in the doorway, or the years your mother spent waiting for a son who was always somewhere else. It is the most reliable force on earth for becoming extraordinary at one thing, and the most reliable way to lose everything standing around that one thing. The fire that lifted you out of that 4th floor flat is the same fire that burned away everyone you were climbing for. That is not a flaw in the path. That is the path. Most people never give themselves fully to anything. They stay balanced. They stay safe. They are also usually ordinary, and they get to keep the people they love. You chose differently. They will chant your name in that stadium long after you are gone. So before you go, sit with the only question that matters. If the 8-year-old in the rain had known exactly what the ball would give him and exactly what it would take from him, would he have stayed out there anyway? There are 11 other paths to the life you are imagining. Some are gentler than this one. Not all of them are. So, I'll see you soon in the next path.